I'm going to record it. Okay, so tonight I just wanted to talk about really launching your business. And I know we've just barely touched the surface of learning the business side of coaching. But I'm just going to go over a few things tonight that I want you guys to think about and I want you guys to implement. Okay? And I want to share a little story because it was like a perfect example of what coaching, like new coaches go through. With my son, William, he wanted to do a lemonade stand. And he was like really excited about this. Like he had me and his brother like making signs. We made these like wonderful signs. We put a sign out by the busy road so people would know there was a lemonade stand. He made the lemonade. We put ice in it. We had cups. He had like a whole setup. He was so excited. You know, and he gets out there and like nobody comes. And he's sitting there for like 5 minutes. Like, he's like, Mom, nobody's coming. And I was like, well, you got to give it time. Like, it's like a Wednesday afternoon. Like, people are at work and we live at like the far end of our neighborhood where there's not a lot of traffic anyways. So like 10 minutes comes by and he's like, I'm just going to go play. I'm like, okay. I was like, but if people drive by, like they're going to see an empty stand and they're not going to want to stop. So he goes and plays, and finally, like half an hour later, he comes back and he's just like, this is terrible. I don't want to do this anymore. And I was like, well, you can't just give up. Like, you've just barely put it out there, and then you didn't do anything. Like, you didn't go ask people if they wanted to have lemonade. Like, we had a couple neighbors come home. I was like, why don't you? I was like, what would, think of people who would like lemonade. Wouldn't it be people who are like, washing their car? It's getting kind of hot. Our neighbor was washing his car. Like, gosh, Mr. Matt, I bet he'd be really thirsty. And I know if you went over there and were like, would you like a cup of lemonade? You look really thirsty. I bet he would say yes. So first he didn't want to. He was scared. He didn't want to talk to anybody. But he finally went over there, asked Mr. Matt if he wanted a lemonade. And guess what? Mr. Matt bought $5 worth of lemonade. Like, bought lemonade for all the neighborhood kids. And he made his first $5 because he took the initiative. He went out and asked somebody if they wanted lemonade, and it paid off because he stayed there. He stuck with it even though no one was showing up in the beginning. And, as I was talking to him, I was like, oh my gosh, this is like just like coaching. You get new coaches. You guys are all here. You're all excited. And you think you're going to put this amazing post together, and you just think you're like, oh my gosh, like I'm going to get like so many people that are going to want to do this and they're going to be interested. And you post something and you get like crickets. And it's like nothing. And you're discouraged, because you just had these high hopes and high expectations. And then like after a couple weeks of doing it, like you may get a couple of people who kind of drive by and look, and you're like, do you want to buy some lemonade? And they're like, nah. And then you get really discouraged and you want to just go and play and not do this anymore. You don't want to stick it out. And that's the coaches that fail. But if, when you're going through those tough times or things just aren't working out the way that you were hoping they would be, you're not having these flocks of people come into you, you actually go out and you ask people to join you, ask people to come along on your journey, you're going to be successful. You're going to make that $5. You never know. You might get that rock star customer, that rock star coach, simply because you went out there and asked them. So that's what I want you to think about. This business is simple. It is very simple. It's not complicated. But it takes work. It takes consistency. You're going to have ups and downs. You're going to have times where you want to throw in the towel. And that's completely normal. Being overwhelmed is normal. Being frustrated is normal. You're going to have high points where you just feel like you're on fire. And then the next month you're going to be like, gosh, I just feel like I'm not getting anywhere. I can't seem to get anybody interested. I feel like nobody even cares about what I'm posting. but you have to keep sticking with it because it's the ones that stick around, that keep posting through the crickets, that keep going out there and inviting people. Those are the ones that are successful. That's all it is. They're just sticking with it when things are hard. So that's what I want you guys to think about, and that's what I want you to focus. I want you to focus on the fact that this isn't going to be easy. Success isn't going to fall in your lap. I mean, you may have a few moments where you're like, oh, it's a piece of cake. You know, I had one coach, she was really good on social media, and she had shared her journey when she was in a challenge group. So when she signed on to coach, she had, you know, she made a post and she had like 5 or 6 people interested and did the 21-day fix with her. But she never really went out and invited people. So after a month or two, when, you know, that kind of hot market dried up, she was back at square one because she never implemented inviting, like learned, you know, got over that fear of actually reaching out to people. So that's what I want you guys to think about. And we're going to be talking a little bit about some of that stuff tonight as well, and then over the next 30 days. So I want you to have that in your minds as you're going into this. That's going to be, I want you to think of this as a marathon and not a sprint. I mean, it took me a long time and a lot of consistency to build up to where my business is today, because in the beginning it was really, really hard. And you know, I got a lot of rejection. I got a lot of no's. I got a lot of ignored. But today, most of those people that were no's or ignored are, you know, some of my best coaches, some of my best customers. And they always know to come to me if they ever need anything, because I'm the first person they think of when they think of Beachbody. So that's what I want you guys to create. Okay, so the first thing when it comes to starting out as a coach is to set goals. And I really want you to write them down, because this is something, it seems dumb, but it really does work. Once you get it on paper or you tell somebody and you get it out there, you're more inclined to work for it. Because you can't, you know, if you say you're going to go out and run a marathon and then like the next day you're like, I'm just not going to do it. Like, people are going to think like you're not going to follow through with anything. So get it out there, because then you're going to be more willing to work for it. So what I want you to think about, I want you to think about your goals for the next 30 days, the next 90 days, the next year, and the next, 3 years from now, because I want you to see yourself here in 3 years, because you absolutely can. When you get trapped in, this day-to-day, I don't know about this, I don't know if it's going to work, we'll just see how it goes, I don't really see this going anywhere, you're not going to get anywhere. But when you see yourself here a year from now and 3 years from now and where you're going to be, it makes focusing on your day-to-day tasks a lot easier. It gives you that drive and that vision and that motivation to push through when things are hard, because you know that you're going to go through those valleys and you're going to have to climb those mountains. But you know you're going to get through it. You know you're going to get to the top of it again. So these goals can be financial. Financial goals are always good. Team growth, I think, is a great goal to think of. How many people do you want to go along on this journey? You should all have a handful of people that you're thinking about right now that you want to work with. And then a great thing is, how many lives do you want to change? This business has had such an impact on not only people's physical transformations, but, financial as well. It's done, I've seen one of my really good friends, she's making 6 figures now. My really good friend Summer's like a millionaire now. It's all because we just decided that, yep, this is something we're going to do. God placed this in our laps. I'm going to prosper where I'm planted, and I'm going to make something big with this. So, second thing with your goals, and I talked to you guys about this before we started, is creating a vision for this business. Having a vision is very, very important, because that's going to, like I said, that's going to be that motivation when things are hard and you feel like giving in the, throwing in the towel. Sorry. Let's see. Sorry. Yeah, having that vision of where you want to go is going to keep you focused, and it's going to keep you, you know, pounding the pavement when it is difficult. Okay, I think, all right. Sorry, it was just getting a little distracting. I want to make sure that you guys could hear me. Yeah, so create that vision, write it down. I'll share my vision just so you kind of have an idea, and it's going to be something that's going to change as well, you know, as you develop a team and as you develop as a leader. Mine vision in the beginning, well, I didn't really have a vision in the beginning, and my business suffered because of that. And I paid for it. So it took me a while to realize how important a vision is. So my vision is I want to create a very close-knit team of people who want to raise other people up, who are in it to add value to people, who genuinely care about those people around them and want nothing but the best for them, whether it is as a challenger or as a coach. This business has been an amazing blessing for me and my family, especially recently because, you know, Jim has been able to walk away from the military, and it's only because of this. If we did not have this income, we would not be getting out, and we probably would not be seeing much of him for the next 7 years. And he's going to admit he would miss a large part of his children's lives. So because of this, we are able to make that choice. I want people who come with me to be able to have choices like that in their lives as well. I want, if you want to stay home with your kids, I want to create that for you. If you want to have something that is yours and yours alone, I want that for you. So that's really what gets me up. Depend on me, and I want to be here and help you become successful. So every single morning at 5 o'clock, even if I don't feel like getting up, I am up and I am working and I am learning and I'm growing so that I can help you create something amazing. So think about your vision, write it down. All right, last, and this should be every single person in here's goal, is hitting Success Club 5. It is a no matter what. It's something that I do every single month. It is the first thing that I am focused on. You know, when I wake up in the morning, I'm not plugging into my to-do list. I'm focusing on growing my business first, and when I'm done with that, then I move on to helping you guys grow yours. So how do you make Success Club 5? There's a couple ways to do it. Challenge packs. So what all of you guys, you know, have started a challenge with me in the past or are doing now. And a challenge pack includes the Shakeology, the program, the on-demand, which gives you that online stream of not only your purchase programs, but like 12, 15 other programs, complete programs that you have online, which is awesome, especially if you travel. It also has free coach sign up, and it has free shipping. So it's a good deal. So for the challenge packs, plus they're like super discounted. Like I can't even get all of that for the same price with the coach. So it's a good deal. So plus it sets that person up for success. They have their nutrition, they have their fitness, and they have you. So it's like the trilogy, the trifecta. You know, they cannot fail if they have all of those. So challenge packs are 2 points. If you sign up a person through a challenge pack to be a coach, that's still 2 points. And then it's 1 point if you have somebody just on Shakeology on the Home Direct, or if you sign up a coach and they get Shakeology on Home Direct as well, and that's 1 point. So hitting Success Club 5 So now you know the requirements, how to get there. This is a big, big, important goal because that's really what the benchmark is for this business. If you're hitting Success Club, then you know that your business is growing. I think Beachbody did some kind of study how they came up with these numbers. There's Success Club 5 and there's Success Club 10. The people who hit Success Club 5 consistently grew their business. Those people that didn't do it consistently really struggled in their businesses, either didn't do anything or they didn't do well at all, and the people ended up quitting. So that's where that kind of benchmark came from. So if you want to grow and if you want to become successful, then you really, really need to focus on hitting Success Club. Other great thing about it, especially as a new coach, if you hit Success Club for the first 3 months as a coach, you get a free ticket to Nashville for our Coach Summit. That's like a $300, it's like went up in price this year. It's like $300 and something free ticket you get. So it's a good deal and it's something really, really good to work towards. Really think about coming to Nashville. It's an amazing experience. It's fun. First of all, we get to hang out with our team and meet each other in person. That's always good. You learn so much. You get to talk to other coaches. You get to listen to some of the top coaches talk and share what works for them. You get to hear amazing speakers, and it's just a really good time. We always have a night where we all get together and just party and enjoy being around each other and enjoy getting to meet other people. So put that on your goal list to get to Nashville next year. Right now I'm actually looking into getting a condo to see if we can have 10 or 12 of us all staying together to kind of help cut costs and just to make it a little more fun. So think about that. Success Club 5. 3 months in a row, you get your Success Starters, you get that free ticket to Nashville. So if you're cheap, that would be good motivation. See, I would be all for that because I can get something free. I'm all for it. So how do you hit the Success Club? How do you hit it? By inviting, by sharing, by being consistent on social media. But the big thing is stepping outside of your comfort zone and asking people. Just like William and his lemonade stand. He wouldn't have got that $5 if he didn't go ask his neighbor. So focus on helping just 3 people. 3 people, that's it. It's not helping 100 people. It's just getting 3 people to go along on your journey with you. You all got into this because you enjoy helping others. That's all this is. All right? Sign them up for a challenge. Get them in a challenge group because that's really where the magic happens. Coaching is more than just selling products. The products are a tool. But really where the real value comes in is what we do as coaches. Being there, supporting that person, checking in on them, helping them with meal planning and seeing where they struggle and helping them navigate that. Building up that camaraderie in a challenge group is amazing. I was talking to one of my challengers this morning, and she wasn't much of a poster in our group, but she's like, I love the group. I love the tips. They have really helped me. They've helped me refocus. I feel like I'm in a good routine. But she's like, the best thing about it is I know that I'm not the only one who struggles. It's nice to see other people posting that they're having a hard time with temptation, or they, sometimes don't feel like they're doing their workout, but they're doing it anyways. Just having that shared those shared feelings. And sometimes when we're going through something that, making that change like this, if you have a lot of weight to lose or, for whatever reason, it's hard. And sometimes you feel very isolated. And it's something you don't really want to share with a lot of people. But when you see people going through it, going through the same thing and feeling the same thing you do, it's relieving, and it makes you feel that it's okay, that you don't have to be perfect, and that you can still move forward. So that's what we want people to be a part of. And having that accountability, it really makes people become successful. I will tell you, I've been doing this for a long time. The people who get in my challenge groups are, I would say, like 90% more successful than those who just kind of do it on their own. So these groups are so important. So get them signed up for a challenge. Get them in a challenge pack so they have everything they possibly need to become successful. And don't feel like you have to run these challenges by yourself. I know that can be intimidating. I run one every single month. It's the last Monday of the month, consistently, whether I have nobody or I have 20 people. Month to month, it all depends. Sometimes I have a really big challenge group and sometimes I have a small one, and that's okay. Even if I had one person, I'm still running it. I mean, it's probably better because they get more one-on-one attention. Maybe it's not better. I don't know. Make it annoying too much. But it is a no matter what. Every month I'm running a challenge group and I'm putting people in there. I will help you go through it. I have kind of streamlined my challenge group. So I have scripts. You don't even have to think about what you want to post. You can simply copy and paste, because I have put tons and tons of scripts together, and Christina helped run our last challenge group and did like a phenomenal job. Like, her posts were, I was like, oh my gosh, like, I'm learning. I'm like taking notes. I'm like, that's fantastic. So I had her put together a little script of stuff that she shared. So there is a ton of information back there. There's even flyers you can use. There's headers, all of it. It's all taken care of. You literally just have to open the file, copy and paste, and do it, and just show up in their lives. So, but it is more fun, and it is a lot less pressure when you have kind of a group of people doing it together. So I have really started like the last 3 months running a bunch of groups running a challenge group with a bunch of coaches. And, the feedback is so much better. The groups are lively. People are, getting in there and posting, and everybody's positive. And you can get in there and cheer people on and lift people up when they're struggling. And it's just a positive, encouraging environment. So I want you guys to be a part of that. Plus, it kind of takes the burden off. You don't have to run the whole thing. And it kind of helps me, because then I don't have to, they don't have to see me like every single day posting something. We get to share it, and we all get to bring what we offer to the table. So I'm here every step of the way to help you with the inviting, to help you with objections, and, just trying to figure out how to word things. Like I said, our team files, I have a ton of scripts just on inviting, because I know, like, when people come to me, you're like, I don't know what to say. Like, you freak out and you don't know how to be a normal person anymore. And like, check that coach box. I don't know what happens. But then all of a sudden, like, you don't know how to talk to people. And these scripts help you kind of step back and go, okay, I can be a normal person. I can just have a casual conversation with somebody. So it kind of takes the weight off your shoulders. It gives you that confidence that you can go into a conversation and effectively talk to that person, find out what their goals are, and how to explain the challenge group and everything. So it's all there for you. So don't be afraid to look, and do not be afraid to ask for help, because that's what we're here for. Okay, so if you really want to take this to the next level and really want to turbocharge this business, then I want you to become Emerald in the next 30 days and hit Success Club 10. Emerald is where you sign 2 active coaches. So an easy way to be active is to be on Shakeology. So you sign 2 active coaches. You have one on your left leg and one on your right leg. That will get you to Emerald. Why is Emerald important? Emerald is where you start getting your team cycle bonus. Now, in the beginning, you're either not going to get it consistently, or it's going to be small. But over time, that will build up. In the beginning, most of your income will come from commission. So you make 25% off of whatever you buy. Then once you hit Emerald, you'll start to get that team cycling. That's the volume, and I'll explain all of that in this group. You don't need to know about it right now because you'll just be like you'll shut down. But I will explain it to you. But getting you to Emerald, that is the first pillar to building a successful business. So that should be your first goal as well, Success Club and getting to Emerald. All right, so how can you get to Emerald? Simply by signing coaches. And, what are some people that you want to go along with you? Your spouse, a lot of you are probably going to question me on this, but your spouse should be one of your coaches, one of your top 2 coaches that you sign up. Why? In the beginning, you're going to be like, that's just like, I don't want to do that. It's like both of us. I'm going to wait, make sure like I'm really successful with it, and then I'll sign him. But I will tell you, Jim was the first coach I signed. He's my second business center. I built his business. He has nothing to do with it. He works out and drinks Shakeology and obviously uses it for the discount. And if he has friends, that want to do it, I just send them through him. But I run his business as my own. All his customers are, just my customers. But I bring in an additional income just from him. So I get my income and I get his income as well. So think about that. That's where those long-term goals and that long-term vision comes in. Seems like you don't want to do it right now, but trust me, in 3 years, you will thank me for it. So who are some other people you can ask? You all have really good friends that trust you, that don't think you're crazy. Kristen Sharp was one of the first people I asked. She was a good friend of mine. I asked her, I was like, I know this seems kind of crazy, but like I signed up to be a Beachbody coach. My good friend Summer does it. She makes like $2,500 a month. At the time, like I was like, wow, that's like mind blown. That's like crazy money. And I was like, I just think, it'd be fun. It'll give me something to do. And, like you should totally do it with me. And she was like, well, at first she was like, well, I don't know. And then like a couple months later, she was like, okay, I want to do it. And I was like, great. Kristen Sharp is one of the top 100 coaches in our company. We have 350,000 coaches. She's top 100. So don't hold somebody's future captive in your mouth. You have no idea who can be affected by this. So do not be afraid to ask and share and just talk to them normally. If you are scared to approach them about it, say that. Say, hey, you're going to think I'm crazy, or I didn't even want to talk to you, but I really think this is something I really want to do. Do you want to do it with me? I think it would be fun. We could work together. We could, figure this out together. We have a great team. What do you think? Keep it simple, all right? Don't overthink it. So make that list of people that you trust, that trust you, and ask them, okay? All right, so I got 10 minutes. I'm going to try to go through this next part real quick. Okay, number 2 is to launch your business. So I want you guys to come up with a post that announces you as a coach. Now, before you actually post it on Facebook, I want you to post it in the group, send it to me as a message so that we can all kind of look at it and, see if it's salesy or if it's not real enough, and give you some feedback so you can make the best post possible, because you can only do this one time. So I want you to practice, I want you to write it out, and I want you to share it in our group so we can look it over. So launching your business, just like a grand opening for a restaurant or any new business, you need to open your doors. People need to know you're there. So you need to tell people that you are there, that you are a coach. what you're providing. What can people get from you? So make sure you include it. And I want you to be real, and I want you to share your story. That's all this is about. Just be real with people, okay? A lot of you already did your first post kind of about your transformation. It's going to be a lot like that. Say, hey, I just had a baby, and you know what? I've really struggled with feeling comfortable again, and I just am lacking energy, and I just want to get back in shape. I would love for some people to.
We're going to sit right over there, okay?
Who would love to, be an accountability partner with you? That's all it is, okay? So I want you to create an image. You can do a before and after. You can do a cute picture of you working out. You can do a cute picture with you and your child. Whatever it is, you want it to be inviting. You want it to be a good picture. But make sure you have a picture with it. Make sure it's you.
You did a really
you want people to see you, so it's got to be your face. You've got to do some kind of selfie. And then create that post for it. We will post this at a high traffic time. A lot of us are moms, so that's going to be in the evenings or the mornings when we're getting kids ready for school and stuff. Sunday nights and Monday mornings are also a huge time for me. So if I have any big posts I want to do about challenge groups, transformations, anything like that, I'm going to do it during those times because I'm going to get the most people to see.
Girl.
That's what we want.
Hi. So, you hungry?
After
you some food?
Watched, I want you guys to make sure that you're posting 2 to 3 times a day on social media. You need to be sharing your workout, that you're doing your workout, on what workout you're doing. But do it in just a real way. Just always think about any post you do that you're sitting down having coffee with your friends, with a good friend. How would you say it? Like, oh, I did Insanity today and totally kicked my butt. I feel like I'm getting stronger. That's what you would post, okay? So you kind of want to, you don't want to be like, hey, I'm doing Insanity. Don't you want to buy it? You don't want to do that. You just want to share your journey, your story. Because people aren't going to see that as salesy. They're just going to see that as somebody who's got a journey they're going on and they want to share it with people. So, share a picture of you drinking Shakeology and why you like it. Maybe it's because you can drink it while you're nursing, or for me, a big thing is I'm always drinking it when I'm running out the door trying to get kids to school. I don't have time to eat, so I eat it I drink it in the car. So it's my lifesaver in the morning. And then you want to round it out with just your 5 things that are you. So what are the 5 things that people think about when they see you? So for me, it's horses. It's my marriage right now. For a while, it was Legos. Dogs doing exercise for some reason. A lot of people tag me and stuff or post stuff on my wall about that.
What?
I don't know. But just 5 things that are round out, so it's not just workout stuff all the time and not just Beachbody all the time. Okay? You don't want to bombard people. You don't want people to start ignoring you and, being overkill. So round out with just normal day-to-day activities. Okay. So, lastly is social media. Why is social media so important? And this is something I share a lot in our page, and it's something that you guys need to constantly be thinking about and kind of working on, because it kind of is an art to get good at it. And I always tell people, I'm like, Facebook isn't fun. I don't go on Facebook just for the sake of going on Facebook. Facebook is business for me. So think of Facebook as your storefront and every post kind of as a commercial. So for example, let's say you're watching TV and a commercial comes on for a shampoo, and you're watching it but kind of not, but it looks great, she's happy, it's super shiny, but you kind of move on and you finish watching your show. Same thing with posting your workout pictures. People are going to be scrolling through, they're going to see it, they're not going to be like, oh, wow, like so-and-so's working out. You know, at first, especially in their beginning, they're just going to be like, okay, yeah, she's working out. But our goal eventually is to make people stop and want to follow you and want to see what you're, you know, you want to make your life and yourself very engaging to people. So when you make a post like that, you know, you might get some interest, you might have people inquire, but they're not quite ready to commit, and that's okay. Especially in the beginning, you're probably going to get a lot of people who are like, oh, I kind of want to know about this, but they never go anywhere with it. So that goes back to the shampoo commercial. So, you know, let's say that one day after you watch this commercial, you wake up and you have bad hair today, and you're like, you know what, that shampoo looked like it'd be awesome. I want to buy it. So you look it up and you find out it's like $100, and you're like, well, forget that. Like, that's crazy. So it's kind of like that. People do that with Shakeology. They do that with challenge packs, and that's okay. You're always going to get objections to that. But what I want you to think about is you really have two choices. You can post on social media or you cannot. But if you choose to do it because you are making that commitment, you're choosing to be consistent, eventually one day, and it's like with this person, you know, let's say she balked at the price of that shampoo, but then like a couple months later, she still just like cannot do anything with her hair. She tried to go with the cheap route, but you know, nothing worked, and she's like, forget it, like it's totally worth it. I'm gonna buy this shampoo because nothing is helping. That's when people will start coming to you because they have that emotional connection now. They have a real reason that they want to change and they want to feel better. So your consistency, you being out there all the time, sharing your journey, people are going to be drawn to that because when they have tried everything and they've failed, you know, and you're still there like smiling and having success and you seem to be doing well, then they want to join you. So that's what you guys need to think about. You're not always going to have people ready to be, you know, in it right now, and that's okay. You just need to be willing to wait for them. Because, like I said, I have people that have come to me, you know, 4 years later